We're going to talk about change and how it works and how we sometimes work against ourselves and some things that you can do, not only in your personal life but in your career and also with Rotary to just bust it in 2019, really crush it in the way that you deserve to have a big victory. I heard some tones today that maybe 2018 wasn't so good and you're looking forward to some better things. So let's do it. What do you say? So, the first thing we have to do, and this is an exciting time, we have to be able to grab opportunity when it's available to us. But I want you to write something down. If you remember nothing else about what I say today, please remember this. That opportunity is seldom convenient, right? The day that you get a chance to go on a free trip is the time that you cannot get away from work. It's just how it works. You got to figure it out. And you must be resourceful and decisive and coachable, ladies and gentlemen. Because there are people in life that are showing you the way. They're right in front of you. They're hiding in plain sight. And their success leaves tracks. There are people in the room that can help you. You've got to stop focusing on the distractions. The fact that you might not care for that person. That person has a gift for you, right? And we're easily distracted. Oh, there's a squirrel. One distraction after another. Politics is a major distraction for a lot of people. There's only so many minutes in a waking day. And for every minute you're focused on something that's not delivering nutrition to you and your family and your business is a wasted minute. So we've got to focus on not only your to-do list, ladies and gentlemen, but focus on your not-to-do list. It's almost as important. Would you agree? So focus is going to pay off in a big way. I also want to talk about something called the curse of gradual improvement. And I run a little present like a pro coaching program for people that whose presentations are important to them, either as a salesperson, as a business leader. Some people actually present for a living, like sales people on commission. And I was talking to a guy the other day. He's thinking about enrolling in the program, and my program is not about gradual change, and I'm unabashed about this, right? I just tell you right up front, this is not about gradual change. And the reason is because I do immersion training, and when I'm done with you, it's a 6-week program. When I'm done with you, you have made a quantum leap. That's my job. I focus, undistracted, on the outcome, right? But not everybody's like this. So I finish my whole spiel to the guy. It takes about an hour just for me to find out where the guy's at so I can feel his pain and then maybe make some suggestions that would move him forward. So we did the whole process. We're an hour into it. He's impressed me with all he's got going. I'm impressing him, I hope, with what I've got to offer. And I say to him, well, what do you think about joining the class? And he said, I think I'm going to move a little slower. He says, I'm interested in gradual improvement. And I said, well, if that's the case, then I'm afraid we're not a good fit. And I got off the call. I mean, I was polite, but I said, I can't help you. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when you opt into gradual improvement, you opt out of great quantum improvement. You say no thank you to the big change. And I realize that this is a comfort level for a lot of people. Some people are just not into it. It's okay. But it doesn't have to be that way. And life is short. Time is short. There's a guy at my table that turned 60. So why is this important? Why is this important? It's because we get distracted and we distract ourselves. We're our own worst enemy. Raise your hand if you've ever made a move against yourself. Be honest. Everybody, we all do it. And some of us do it in pattern behavior. Pattern behavior. My favorite book of all time is called Predictable Irrationality by Dan Ariely. And Dan says that we not only move against ourselves with regularity, we do it in patterns. Almost predictable, like clockwork. And that's stunning to me. It's actually very fascinating that we would move against ourselves. And so there was a guy by the name of Daniel Kahneman. He's a behavioral psychologist, and he discovered something called the cognitive biases. He won a Nobel Prize for his work. Anybody know the name Kahneman? He did a book called Thinking Fast and Slow. Not an easy read. But Kahneman discovers these cognitive biases. I'm just going to tell you about 3 of them today because they're in your head right now. You might as well get friends with them because these cognitive biases can be your best friends or your worst enemies. I'm just going to give you 3 of them. First one goes like this. First one is called optimism bias. Optimism bias says that you're so optimistic 2019 is going to turn out great, you've already stopped trying. You're so positive that nothing bad's going to happen in your job, you're not even looking for any other new opportunities. You see how this could work against you. The second cognitive bias I want to share with you is called pessimism bias. It's the opposite. Pessimism bias says you're so sure 2019 is going to suck, you've given up already, and it's only January 2nd. What's up with that? Pessimism bias says there's no way we can grow this Rotary Club because people are losing interest in service. Young people are self-absorbed. You know, you just tell yourself whatever you need to hear in order to be right. We all do this, right? And the third cognitive bias is my favorite. This one it's called blind side bias. Blind side bias. Now, I consult for a living. On my way back from this trip, I'm going to stop in Nashville. We drove down from Michigan. And on my way back, I'm going to stop in Nashville and do a gig for a small little insurance company called AIG. And talk about opportunity not being convenient. I'm going to speak to people in their Asian channel. So I had to learn a little bit of Mandarin to get the gig. And I had to learn the Mandarin before they paid me. It makes sense. If I want to be successful, I should learn how to speak people's language. English is their second language. But this is just commitment on my part, and it's recognizing that opportunity is seldom convenient. I'm going to stop at AIG on the way home and do that. But blindside bias, and when I do work for companies like AIG, I'm a consultant. And people pay me for my honest opinion about how to fix their stuff. Right? We probably have consultants in the room, anybody that fixes problems with people? Probably a few of you. And so what happens is, I'll tell them what's wrong, and then they'll say, I don't see it, you're fired. You understand how this works? If you're a consultant, you know our rule, right? Is every consultant eventually gets fired. It's absolutely true, right? So it's just part of the water we swim in. But I love that because you know people who, you know exactly what's wrong with them. Who's the guy that wants to be more organized? You. Everybody knows it. You're the last person to say, I need to get organized. They've been saying it for a long time. I'm just teasing. I don't know how bad your situation is. If somebody says, I need to dress better, and all your friends go, you could say that again, man. I've been thinking that for years. Like, we're the last person to know, right? And blindside bias says, even when somebody tells you your exact problem, you look at them and go, I don't see it. Therefore, you're wrong, right? And I'm right. And it's amazing. These are called cognitive biases. It's a thing. You can wiki it, man. Cognitive bias. All 100 of them come up. So it's pretty cool. And this is how we work against ourselves. Now, I'll give you some examples about how we work against ourselves in real life. Some of you will do this on the way back to the office from this meeting. Texting while driving. Stupidest thing you could ever do. Everybody knows it's a stupid-ass thing to do. And what do? Do it anyway. You even know that these guys, where'd they go? Where'd the coppers go? So I can speak freely. The coppers are gone. First thing they do when they stop you is dump your phone, man. It's evidential. Then the ticket goes up. So we know it's a stupid thing to do. We do it anyway, and we do it because we think we can beat the system. That's the thing. We think we can beat the system. And again, it's us working against ourselves. Another idea. Who's the most important person in the world? Anybody? It's yourself. It's you. And I don't care if you have kids, and I know moms struggle with this. Dad's not so much. Dad goes, I'm the breadwinner, I'm the most important person in this life. Moms say, no, my children are come first, you know. And we debate about this. So the oxygen mask drops out of the plane, and they tell us over and over and over again, put the mask on who? Yourself. But a mother instinctively puts the mask on her kid. And while she's doing that, cerebral edema starts doing its work on her head, affecting her decision-making power, which has already been handled. And this is how it works. The science is more powerful than psychology. We don't even have a handle on psychology yet, let alone science. So, what about this idea about spending an hour a day with the most important person in the world? You. And other people have talked about this. Brian Tracy calls it the golden hour. I call it the power hour. It's 1 hour of the day where it's you, baby, all 60 minutes. Reading, thinking, planning, yoga, exercise. You know, insert your favorite verb, sex. Talk about this. How many of you have already started planning your 2019 vacation? You put some time into it. You know where you're going, you Googled it, you searched it, maybe you booked your ticket already, right? How many people have planned your next career move? Raise your hand. It's all lockdown. Look at how few people. And your career is a lot more important than this year's vacation, but most of us don't spend time on it. And I think now's a really good time to do that. So I'm going to be, I have a new Rotary assignment coming up. I'm not sure if Eric even knows, but I'm going to be Rotary Public Image Chair for Zone 29 starting July 1st. And so I'm thinking about Rotary in all kinds of different ways now, and I'm excited about the role because public image is mostly about marketing. It's about getting the word out. I even started a Rotary page, and you're all welcome to join it. It's called Get the Word Out Rotary. And in fact, he's going to put it up in a second. You have to be accepted into the group because I don't want any... what'd you say? Weirdos. I don't want any weirdos. It's good. Hope it's right. We don't want any weirdos in the group. So if you're a weirdo, you can't get in. But we want people who are sharp and intelligent. This is not about posting your next chicken dinner for your club. This is about strategies that give your Rotary Club the things it needs most, which are what?
Money.
Money for foundation, fundraising. Membership, another one. How to get more people to meetings like this. Now, we're sold out today. There's hardly any empty seats here. Bravo. How about every meeting being like this? Wouldn't that be good? We did some events when we were district governor. The very first night, the event we had was called Meet the Governor Night. It was sold out. And it freaked our Rotarians out because they never went to a Rotary event before that was sold out. And the people that couldn't get in were pissed. Rotarians wanted to come to the Meet the Governor Night, and they couldn't get in because it was sold out. And I loved it because it sends a different signal about us. We're not less thans. We're not also rans. We're the best thing going in the city or the district. And when people have that mentality, there's a waiting list for everything that we do, including membership, including events. It's the bomb, man. And we haven't had that in this organization for a long time. This club has the potential to do it. You've got a reverse ratio in this club. I just whispered to Renee. In most clubs, you have the number of older people are reversed. You've got as many white-haired old men, sorry guys, I'm going to be one of the soon. We got as many white-haired old men in this club as most clubs have young people. So you're really, really on a good track, and I'm proud of you. So let's talk about some examples for Rotary and membership, like how to max out events like this one. So I've been in touch with David Alvarez, I've been in touch with Eric, because we wanted to sell this event out. It was not an accident. In fact, I said to Eric, and I say this to every club that I speak to for free, because I do this for fun, I said, you know, because they know a free talk. Rotary loves free talk. When they found out that they could get a professional speaker like me to speak for free, the phone never stops ringing, man. I get calls all the time. And I have to tell some people no. And so I say to people, I'd be happy to come speak to your club. Would you do something for me? And they say, yeah, sure. What is it? And I said, I want you to get 100 people there. And some of them have never thought about this before. It's their club. And they've never thought about having 100 people. And then I say, don't worry, I'll show you how to do it. And we go to work on it. Because I know that nobody ever joins Rotary unless they visit 3 times. and you want to use your speakers as fish bait to get people into the club. Florida laughs louder at the fish bait joke than Iowa does, because there's no fish in Iowa. Another idea, in addition to, and how about that? How about the speaker can only come speak at your club if he agrees to promote your club? You make any demands on your speaker other than what time he needs to be there? Tell him, make you a deal. We'll promote you if you promote us. Does that sound fair, Mr. Speaker? What do you think the speaker says every time? Hell yeah! Nobody ever offers to promote me. You guys are cool. I like you already. So the speaker's got a big following, especially if you get good, powerful speakers. Now he's turning his entire list onto the Wesley Chapel Rotary Club. How cool is that? And win-win, right? Everybody loves it. So these are just simple ideas that you can do. Okay. So we were walking around the Saddlebrook. We stayed at Saddlebrook last night. Love it there. We did a retreat there in November called Life Mastery. Renee spoke on nutrition and wellness. And people had a great time. We're going to do more of these retreats in the coming year. If you'd like to come, we'd love to have you. I love being with Rotarians. So inside track for you guys. So we're walking around the Saddlebrook, getting a little exercise in, and we passed the area where the kids are playing. There's apparently daycare there or something. And so the kids are playing, and we're just walking pretty quickly, so we only hear a couple snatches of the conversation. And one of the girls, they're about 4 or 5, and one of the girls says to the other one, "I'll be the cashier." Was it cashier? Cashier. "I'll be the cashier, and you come to my restaurant." And then she says, "I just brought you cheesecake." And I thought, how interesting is that? She's dictating the entire scenario to the other person, which you kind of have to do when you play make-believe, otherwise the person would know where you just gave it, right? And so she said, "I'm the cashier, I just brought you cheesecake." And it was so cute, and I thought, Jesus, that's what we do in real life. We always tell people how it's going to be. A person comes to visit the club, and we tell them, "You're having chicken today." We say, "You sit over there." Or we say, "This is how it goes. Here, let us use a bunch of acronyms you've never heard before. Let us give more attention to our club members than we do the visitors, so that you feel just a little bit unwelcome." Now, you guys work the microphone. You get to actually get the visitors to talk a little bit. But what else can we do at our 8 top, or our 6 top, or our 4 top to help people feel welcome? Do we talk more about ourselves, or do we talk more about them? Do we talk more about Rotary, or do we talk about them? It's almost always about them. Well, it should be about them. But what I find is often Rotarians talking, these guys, are you both Rotarians? Yeah? These guys talking to each other. Why? Because they know each other. Did you find your dog? I know your dog went missing. How's your daughter? I know she was sick last week. And the visitor sits, I know you're Tony, I remember. But the visitor sits across here. He's our visitor. Visitor badge, thank you. So poor Tony's sitting across the table listening to this missing dog and the daughter, and he's like, "I'm over here, guys, I'm the visitor." And he's deciding whether he's going to join. That's why he came today. He did not come for the food. So from now on, we have a special guest speaker. We're going to have 100 people come to the club. Now every solution creates another problem. You have 100 people come to the club. How many people do we have here today? So if you had 100 people come to this meeting, you'd have a problem, right? And we can wrap up here. And so that creates another problem. Where are we going to put everybody? But we'll figure that out. Let's have the pleasant problem first, right? We have almost a completely empty table over here. You can put tables backstage if you need to, right? Standing room only now. So you're going to be big and bold, and you're going to do things that nobody's ever done before. That's really important. Because if you do what other clubs do, you'll be like other clubs, and statistically speaking, most clubs are average.
I'm sorry.
It's true. It is true. And if you want to hear something really depressing, most people are average. How many of you would like to be average? Nobody. Nobody wants to be average, but most people are. You understand the challenge that we have in front of us for 2019? Are you up for it?
Oh, yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. If you're interested, I'm going to give away a set of books today. This is the booklet, and it's got some of these aphorisms that I've been saying to you today. For example, People don't like to take orders, they like to take part. You know, we stop telling people what to do and involve them. Somebody said that the music from the 80s, and I love this sing-along today, by the way, fabulous. Flint, Michigan, right?
Yes. Go Blue.
Go Blue, thank you. So people don't like to take orders, they like to take part. Somebody said that the music from the 80s was better than the 60s because in the 80s we were actually involved in it. MTV, you know, we were just more involved in it. There was a physical aspect to it that didn't happen in the 60s. This is called Work Hacks. It's loaded with shortcuts for work that are pre-approved. Time management, motivating other people, all that kind of stuff. I think you really like it, so we're going to give these away.